Hello. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with your legend planner. So grab that, get the plastic pulled off, and you can take this little piece of paper off here. This is a brand new blank one, so I'm going to take you exactly from the start as if this was a brand new one for me. So I'm going to take that paper off the back. And then inside on that first page, you're going to see this little pamphlet or little booklet. So this right here, one of the awesome parts is it really gives you a breakdown of how to work it, 1, 2, 3, like where to start and how to go through it. So you can follow this if you're in there and you're like, I still don't really understand this. I highly recommend reading this, but also I'm going to walk you through. So when you open it up, you are going to notice that on the first page it says awareness and self-discovery. What I recommend is not sitting down and doing all of these questions and answering all of it. No. What I want you to do is each day or find a day in the week where you want to sit down and kind of get into this. It probably took me about 2 weeks of kind of jumping in, letting my creativity, my discovery, my awareness, letting all of this flow before I was kind of ready to start using this on a regular basis. So go through these prompts. Start at the first one. What brings me joy and good feelings in life? What am I most passionate about? And the more detail you can add here, the better. This is just going to help you. And it's not homework, but what this is going to do is when we slowly move through this planner, you're going to be able to create goals. You're going to have a better vision. We're going to be able to really feel fulfilled in all areas of our life. So work your way through your prompts. What does success look like for you? What does the perfect day look like for you? And then when you flip the page, you have my dreams. Write down 50 dreams in all areas of your life. So this could be traveling to a certain country, owning a certain type of car, being able to accomplish this. Like, what are the dreams? Whether it's a physical thing that you get to do, maybe it's something you actually achieve. Like, what are 50 dreams? I'm going to be honest, I think I probably got to like 15 or 16, and then I was like, I need to take a break. So this is something where like I did not finish this full thing in one sitting. It's something that I also build on. So when another dream pops into my mind, I come and I write it down. I come and I write it down. So if you only have 5, 6, or even like 7 to start, that's okay. Stay there. Get used to when that dream pops in, document it in here. Because you never know when we're going to actually start working through these or when you actually accomplish one of them. The next page is my most important life goals. So in this, you can look back at your little sheet of paper here. Each of them, what they've done is they've colored this and then they've done a goal for each one of these areas. These are the areas that of your life that when we are equally putting time and energy into them, that we feel very fulfilled. And there's some times where we spend way too much time in career and business, and all of a sudden we realize our health and fitness is suffering. And each month we do a reflection and we look back and we see, well, how fulfilled was I this month in all of these areas? But this right here is the most important life goal. So for finance and net worth, maybe it's retiring at 55. Maybe friends and family, it's living closer to them. Maybe for spiritual, it's going back and having a religious rhythm and pattern of going to church, whatever that looks like. Uh, Fun and recreational hobbies, maybe it's actually sticking with a hobby. It's finding something you absolutely passionately enjoy, whereas right now you just haven't found that. So maybe it's exploring to figure out what that is, so on and so forth. So you're going to fill that out. And I recommend just going through this as the book has it progressed. Your vision board. This you can do a few different things. I have never been a huge vision board type of person. Um, in this example, you cut out, you color, you do all these things. I am more of I more just like write it or I will like do a circle and then I'll write something in that. So mine's not super pretty, but if you look on that sheet of paper, like they have all sorts of fun things. So you can choose how to do this, whichever way that vision board speaks to you. And if you're like, I'm not a vision board person, skip it. Skip it. Next one, we've got 1 year goals. So for each of those areas in your life that we talked about, your big life goals for those areas, we then look at 1 year goals. And you have 3 goals per area. So health and fitness, 1, 2, 3, career and business, finance and net worth, personal development, family and friends, romance and relationships, fun and recreation hobbies, and spiritual. I want you to come up with 3 goals for each of these. Does not mean you are going to hit them this year, but it just means that those are 3 things that you want to focus on in each one of those areas. And for some of you, it's actually joining, working with Get Fit with Me, working with me. And that's one of your goals, was to actually hire somebody and to get some extra help. Maybe your next is to start changing your diet. Maybe the next one is to start incorporating more workouts. Like whatever they look like, those goals don't have to be like super detailed, super specific, like SMART goals, but I don't want them vague. So, for instance, if your goal is to lose weight, add a little bit more detail of I want to lose 50 pounds, just so we have a little bit better of a metric. I don't need to know I want to lose 50 pounds in the next 365 days, blah blah blah. No, I just want a little bit more detail that I want to lose weight. If that makes sense, if that doesn't that makes sense, awesome. If it doesn't make sense, shoot me a message and we can kind of talk through what those look like. So, next page, my strategy, my daily rituals. So, skills and habits I want to learn to achieve my goals. So, a lot of this is when we set goals, we don't necessarily have the path to get to the end, or we have the path and we don't have the accountability, or we're missing something. So, thinking through your goals of what types of skills and habits do you need to learn to make those goals achievable? And we work on it. It's showing up, it's practicing consistency. And consistency isn't meaning doing 100% every day, but it's doing 80, doing 90, okay, doing 30 this day. We have minimums that we hit for us that help us stay consistent. Bad habits and bad behaviors I want to break. So this can also be bad habits and bad behaviors you want to break. Think about bad is not necessarily like it's bad for you, because you may be thinking like I still alcohol. Well, I want to break the habit of drinking. Okay, great. But if it brings you any sort of joy and you do, and like I enjoy a nice beer and a nice glass of wine, but it is something where I may say, I want to break the habit of coming home and automatically pouring myself a glass of wine because it's out of habit rather than actual enjoyment. So you can kind of think about things that way. Positive people to spend more time with, negative people to avoid. This can also be negative things in your life, whether it's TV shows, podcasts, radio stations, news stations, negative things around you that you want to shed, you want to get rid of, you want to let go of, because they're kind of holding you back. They're keeping you from they're keeping you as a person you are now, and you want to be somebody else. And so just kind of be aware with this, and it may not necessarily be negative people. A lot of times it's, for me, it's unfollowing accounts on social media that make me feel like crap. Like, there's so much body image stuff out there that, for me, if that account no longer brings me joy to like look at, and really it puts shame on me, and like, oh, I need to be this way, instead I just unfollow them. So that's something that I do in that negative aspect. My daily rituals, morning routines, evening routines, just things that you do, things you're grateful for, your affirmations. So just slowly working through these prompts. Then what we do is we look at your 3-month goals. So quarterly, we want to choose 3 goals. And ideally, these goals are in different areas of those ones that we talked about earlier. So we'd like one in health and wellness, one in career and business, and one in spirituality. And then we create the goal, why you want it, and reward if you achieve it. And I highly recommend the reward not be anything, make it something for you. So the reward by me achieving my weight loss goal is for me to fit into my clothes more comfortably and feel more confident. Like, that is the reward. That is what we're reaching for. Sometimes we do need an external reward of I am going to go out and buy myself new clothes. Great. If that's something that's also a reward for you, put that in there. Maybe it's a massage. Doesn't really matter what that is, but we do want to reward ourselves in a way that makes us feel like I've accomplished something. But just because we hit that does not mean we stop doing the things that we've built up to get us to that goal. So on the other side, for each goal, you're going to see goal action steps. So action step number 1, if you're working on a weight loss goal, and we're working together, remember. So if you are watching this video, you and I are already working together. And right here, you could put, tell Morgan I need to ask Morgan what my first action in my coach should be. Like, think about your action steps. And yes, we're going to work together on these action steps, especially in the health and wellness, and maybe in some of the other areas as well. But really get detailed on what's that first thing you need to do. Okay, after you do that, then what? After you do that, then what? And if you're not sure, ask me. Like I said, ideally in health and fitness is where we are going to spend the most of our time. But that doesn't mean in career and business, you can't ask me a question like, Morgan, I want to get from here to here. How do I do that? And if I don't know, I'll find you somebody who knows because I know I don't know all the answers. So next page, you're going to see the same thing, 3-month goals, tactics, 3 months goals, tactics, 3 months goals, tactics. And then we get into the month and year. So I would recommend, I'm filming this video and it's February 15th. So what I would do is I would spend, depending on when you're watching this, I would spend the next couple weeks just going through the first portion of this journal and then start your undated month calendar in March. And in here on the side up here, you want to put the year. We want to put also the month. We want to put the month in the year. And then we want to also put the days of the month. Here's a notes section. Down below is most important monthly goals. So based on your 3 big goals, we then pull action steps and we throw those in here. I'm going to do a monthly training on this a little bit more in depthly, and we can talk about it individually. And then on the right, things I will do to make this month great in all those areas. So for instance, in romance and relationships, something that I have every single month is to make sure that Mike and I have a fun either date day or date night that's something different than what we normally do. We have we have a bar that we like to go to. We love the food. But one of the things is that we continue to try new things, do different things. So that's one of the things every month that is a goal for me is like making sure each month we try something new. For health and fitness, maybe it's this month I just want to ride my bike more. So it's not necessarily they're smaller micro goals for the month, if that makes sense. So you'll fill this out and then you keep going. Or technically we have got one more page until I go to the next. So right here, after that month, you're going to see a reflection. And this is what I like to do the last couple days of each month. And if you are somebody who likes to sit down and do it all at once, feel free to go ahead and do it. But if you are somebody who's like, I like to kind of break it up along across that last week. Awesome. So how do you feel about your progress you made this month? What were the 3 most important lessons you learned during this last month? It's super important for us to reflect. And we do that. And a lot of us will get a survey inside My Coach at the end of each month of like, hey, last month's reflection. What'd you do good? What do you need improvement on? Where can I support? Which areas were lacking this month and why? And that's that circle. So this circle right here is inside is low, outside is high, and you'd go through and you'd color it all in. And the more successful you felt, the more color there would be on the outside. The less successful, the less color. And you will see a pattern each month. The goal is to have a pretty well-rounded1 circle. What tends to happen is we have 2 or 3 that are like almost colored in all the way or on the higher side. We've got 1 or 2 in the middle, and then we usually have 1 that's pretty low because it's hard to have a balance between all of these areas and feel fulfilled. But if we can kind of get everything rolling and being about the same, you're gonna feel really fulfilled in life. And then ideas and notes that just kind of popped up, whether it's oh, I wanted to try this class, or oh, I wanted to try this food, or just anything that pops up. So we've got that. Keep going. So you'll flip through, and then we want to go back to where it's going to show us month and year. So go to this page. It's always funny to do this via Zoom. So you've got same thing here. You want to put month at the top, year, and then the dates. So as I do my March calendar, so the big month calendar, as soon as I'm done with that, I come in here and I get my weeks. So I do just the month of March. I don't go all the way through. I just do the month of March. And I can use this for a few different ways. So when you look on the left-hand side, that's kind of like your open calendar. On the right-hand side, you've got this week's goal, word if achieved, a habit tracker, which if we're using My Coach, you don't necessarily need to use this habit tracker unless you want to use it for a different area of your life. You've got a work to-do list, a personal to-do list for the week, some open space, this week's wins, how you'll improve next week. So things to remember, there's a lot that I'm showing you, and take it all on with however you see fit is going to work in your life. If you're going through and you're just like, Morgan, I have a calendar and planner system. I don't really need another planner. Thank you for sending it, but I just don't see how I'm going to use this. Something that I do because I love my Google Calendar, and it is hard for me to also use a paper planner and a digital because my digital is so seamless. Why would I write anything down? With that, I use these pages for meal planning. So I use the month page to write any big events like, oh, we've got birthday party here, I'm out of town here and here, like those big monumental things that are happening that month that we may not be around for, especially when it comes to thinking about the meal plan. Then from there, I go Monday, I'll do BLDS and I will write breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'll do that for Monday through Sunday. And that may even be breakfast at Athena's because that's one of the diners we like to go to. And then I will use this open space for the grocery list. Anything else that I need to grab from the grocery store because I like meal planning in hard copy more than I like it digitally. So that is how I use this. You can use this as appointments. You can use this as things you need to do. This can be however you would like to use it. But when it comes to your work to do and your personal to do, really making sure that those to do lists are not, it's not just another to do list because you got this to do list here, this here, and the other one on your phone. It's not what it is. That to do list, you could scratch off personal to do list and name it something else. This is your planner. Make it yours. So then you go through and you got all those that you got the same setup all the way to the end. And at the end, you will find just plain dotted paper. And plain dotted paper, you can use for notes, you can use for whatever. You've got quite a bit here. I use it for brainstorming. I'll use it for as I'm thinking through stuff. It's just open paper, and I love to keep it all in one spot rather than, oh, I gotta go get that notebook so I can brain dump. No, use it all in one spot. Finally, in your back little pocket, if you haven't found them yet, you're gonna have a little legend planner thing that came with it. And then you have all these fun stickers. So you can get really creative. You can really make this all color coded and put little cocktails and hustle and all planned, like all these little motivational things on there. So don't forget about the stickers. I know stickers makes things fun, but I recommend, as I stated already, start at the front. Slowly work your way through, give yourself a couple weeks, and then at the start of the month, start using the planner. Read this, go through this, make sure if you've got any questions to ask me. But this planner is meant to help you feel more fulfilled in all areas of your life. And maybe that means your day-to-day calendar is literally day-to-day, but then you use this for your meal planning. Maybe you use this for achieving that work goal that you've really been trying to, and like finding a way to manage work better. Maybe this is a family planner now. Like whatever that looks like, we can also talk through if you have more questions. But I love this planner. One of our current clients and inner circle members actually suggested this to me probably about a year and a half ago now. She said, Morgan, you are you teach so much of these concepts. I think you'd really like this. So she brought it over one day when I was meeting with her, and I fell in love with it. This is what I teach when I go to corporate events. I teach people how to use this and how to use them in the way that they see fit. So if you have any questions at all on how to use this or as you're going through, let me know and I will talk to you soon.